Robinson from the 6. The 49ers 3-3. Robinson almost broke it. He just got tripped up and falls forward. And Adam Snyder is back in as the starter at right tackle. Michael Crabtree starts as the third wide receiver. Playing in his second game. Vernon Davis motion. Frank Gore straight ahead. And across the 35-yard line. Good pickup of 6 yards on first down. Injured 49er on the field is left tackle Joe Staley. Oh, that would be a huge loss if he's out of the game for any length of time. The medical staff checking him out. We'll be right back. Back in Indianapolis, Joe Staley walked off under his own power. Barry Sims, the 11-year veteran, replaces him. And they line up in a wildcat formation to the 49ers on 2nd and 3. Direct snap to Frank Gore. And very little on that play, maybe half a yard. Joe Staley is the best offensive lineman for the 49ers, Tim.
Yeah, it could be catastrophic, Sam, if he doesn't come back in the game. And just got rolled up by Frank Gore. It looked like he was making a block on a linebacker, and you'll see a good look at it here. Watch 74 Joe Staley as he's blocking. You see him there. There's his right leg. And just all the traffic and all the wash he got caught up in. Looked like he tweaked that right leg. But if, in fact, he can't come back and you're trying to block the best player on the field defensively, Dwight Freeney with Barry Sims, could be a major issue in this game.
Here's 3rd and 3. Two tight ends, Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis, both standing up in the formation. Out of the shotgun, Alex Smith with time. Throwing for Vernon Davis. Was he inbounds? No, he had 1 foot in. The second foot came down out, incomplete. And the 49ers are 3 and out.
Well, good little throw. Here's Vernon. He's just going to run an out route. He's going to get past the first down and watches. He just needs to tap his toe. Right foot down. Now you got to get the left toe down and tap it. And he didn't. Obviously, it's 2 feet inbounds in pro football for it to be a completion. You like the throw, though, from Alex Smith. Good strike.
Andy Lee with a good long punt looking into the sun. Jamie Silva dropped the ball. He recovers it himself, and he's hit and brought down at the 15. With the roof open, the sun right in the face of Jamie Silva, who's returning punts today with TJ rushing out.
Well, and you can see the glare. He's got his hand up in front of his eyes to try to shield the sun. And then just took his eyes off of it. Battle knocks it out, and luckily Silva's able to get it. I'll tell you what, to me, it was Tim Jennings who holds a San Francisco defender who's covering. You see Jennings right there, 23. Looked like he was holding Scott McKillop. That did not allow McKillop to get in and get on the recovery.
So now the Colts, 6-0 on the season. #1 passing team in the NFL. Start from the 15 with Peyton Manning at quarterback, Joseph Adai, the running back, and 3 wide receivers. Off the play fake. Manning going deep for Garcon, and he can't hold on. Just a little underthrown as he went for the second-year wide receiver Pierre Garcon. Joseph Adai, hit by Manny Lawson, falls forward to the 19, a pickup of 4 on the play. On 3rd down, Manning throwing short, and the ball was caught and then popped loose. And that is a live ball and a fumble recovery by the 49ers.
Well, Dre Bly coming on a blitz, so it's a good read by Peyton Manning to find the outlet to Dallas Clark.
If that's a catch, I thought he was down.
If it's a catch.
I don't know. I agree.
Hard to tell just from one look at it whether or not he had control of the football, had both feet down, and established it as a catch. Wouldn't be surprised if a review comes from the sideline here from Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, yeah, he's calling the referee over. They want to challenge that, and I think that's a good challenge for Jim Caldwell. Ed Hockley is our referee today in his 20th year in the NFL.
Indianapolis challenging the ruling on the field that the ball was fumbled.
We are awaiting the ruling from referee Ed Hockley, and here it comes as the coaches look on.
The receiver caught the ball, and his knee was then down before the ball came loose. Therefore, it's 4th down. Indianapolis' ball on the 23-yard line. No timeouts are charged. 4th down.
Good challenge. No fumble.
Well, and it is a catch. You can see here he's got the ball. No one's going to knock him down. He has got his knee down there, which doesn't make it a dead ball. But once the defender touches him or the football with his knee down, play's over. So good review by Jim Caldwell. And now they are punting, but clearly they're not out on defense with their backs against the wall and having San Francisco on offense. So,
sorry, Tim.
No, that's all right.
Pat McAfee is back to punt. They were short of the first down. That's Nate Clements deep to receive the punt. The 49ers let Alan Rossum go a couple of weeks ago. He went to Dallas and then got injured. McAfee, good high punt. Clements takes it at the 29. Belly's back, but the Colts have it covered. Philip Wheeler. No flag came out, but there was a ruling by the officials of an ineligible man downfield, so the Colts will be penalized 5 yards and they will punt again. And
yeah, everybody but the
up.
Gunners, which are the outside cover guys. If you're on the line of scrimmage, you've got to wait until the ball's kicked before you release down the field. And that was the violation by the Indianapolis Colts.
The rookie Pat McAfee, 7th round draft pick out of West Virginia, has shown a strong leg and been a good addition to the Colts team. They let Hunter Smith go, veteran punter. Nate Clements, who is returning punts for the 49ers, has 2 in his career, which he's returned for a touchdown, 1 against the Indianapolis Colts. There's Nate Clements, returned a punt for a touchdown against the Colts when he was with the Buffalo Bills. Set to go again. McAfee with time again. A good long kick. Clements backs up to the 22. Room to return. Gets outside. Slipped one man. Gets up to the 30-yard line. 60-yard punt and an 8-yard return. Finally, we get to the third member of our team. Here's Laura Oakman on the sidelines.
Thank you, Sam. They drafted him in 05, hoping he would turn around a struggling offense. 5 seasons later, they're turning to him again. The Niners never gave up on Alex Smith, and Alex Smith never gave up on the Niners. Re-signing a contract this offseason, said he wanted a second chance. That chance coming today. He said 2 years ago, his last start, his head was full of expectations, frustrations. Right now, it's just on football where it should be.
Thanks, Laura. On first down, short drop. Smith throws, completes it up to Isaac Bruce, up to the 35-yard line. Alex Smith with his first start since 2007. He was injured in 2007, missed all of last season, and then lost the starting job to Sean Hill in training camp this season.
And look, his scars run deep. When you're the #1 overall pick and you've gone through the things that he has gone through, your skin becomes tougher and thicker. Out of it, there's no question. Be a great story if he can recapture his career, Sam.
Going with 2 tight ends, Delaney Walker and Vernon Davis. Straight ahead, Gore pops through, and he's going to break it. The race is on, and Frank Gore will win it. Touchdown. '64-yard touchdown run for Frank Gore, who put on a great show a few weeks back against St. Louis.
Couple good blocks. Watch Brackett, who's going to go to the right. And Frank Gore does such a great job of hiding behind those big blockers. And he got right behind Shiloh Ray-Shaw, and he has typically done that where guys can't find him. And then old 21 Frank Gore squirts out for a big gain.
Against Seattle in week 2, he had the 2 long runs.
Sam, here's Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, and he told us yesterday they got to be able to run the ball some. They've got to keep Frank Gore involved. They've got to get him involved early, and clearly mission accomplished. And good blocks up front. Shiloh Ray-Shaw with a good block. Delaney Walker had a terrific block, but the tackling was horrible. Antoine Bethea and Gerard Powers both had a shot on Frank Gore for about a 5 or 6 yard gain, and both of them dripped off of him.
Huge run by Frank Gore. Joe Nedney to kick it off. Chad Simpson is deep for the Colts. Simpson looking into the sun, takes it at the 6. Couple of moves, but a good tackle on the play by Marcus Hudson. Play fake by Manning. Rolling, looking to throw the screen to Joseph Adai, and he stopped. Short gain. Kyle Devan is the right guard. He and Mike Pollock alternate. Second possession is Devan in. The toss is to Joseph Adai, running hard, and Michael Lewis rides him down at the 30-yard line.
Manny Lawson is going to be a big part of what they do on defense. He's going to get a crack coming down from Dallas Clark, and watch how he plays it. See, he just got the alert crack, so he turns and knows that it's coming. Looked like Michael Lewis gave him the alert crack. You saw Manny turn his head. He saw Dallas Clark coming down, defeated it, and did not give the edge. If Indianapolis can't get the edge in the run game with all those outside plays, you pretty much diffuse what they do on the ground.
Austin Collie is in as a third wide receiver. They split the tight end as well. Collie motions. Manning. And that ball almost intercepted by Dre Bly. So Bly has had two big plays. One where he blitzed earlier Peyton Manning and helped break up the play, force him into a short pass, and here almost a pick.
Look at these D linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got Patrick Willis in the middle. They're all standing up. You don't have one guy with their hand down trying to confuse the front, in particular the center Jeff Saturday. Peyton unloads it to the out route to Reggie Wayne, or the quick in route, excuse me. Bly jumped it and should have had an interception.
Here's McAfee with his second punt. Good high kick. Clements waves for a fair catch and takes it at the 27-yard line.
So far, so good for the 49ers on defense in their game plan. And Patrick Willis told us yesterday, said, and he had a little smile on his face.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to divulge what they did, obviously, but he told us 3 or 4 times they feel very, very good about the plan to defend Peyton Manning in that Colts offense.
2 3-and-outs for the Colts. 49ers from the 27. Smith got his foot stepped on as he was pulling back. It looked like he got his foot stepped on and went down. A loss of 3 on the play, back to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, you're right. Eric Heitman did step on him. Looked like Alex. He's just going to step on his right foot. Heitman's going to step back with his right leg and step on the right foot of Alex Smith, and he just goes down.
Jacob Lacey, who had an interception last week, rookie out of Oklahoma State, in as a 5th defensive back. 2nd and 13 for the 49ers. Draw play to Gore. Nothing there this time. All over it. The middle linebacker, Gary Brackett, 7th-year man out of Rutgers.
Well, and a good defense. Watch these guys go in, and then linebacker Brackett, you see him there, is going to squeeze to the outside. Boom, boom, and then Brackett to here. You see that? And that's exactly what you want him to do. You get the penetration with the slant from the defensive end. You force the running back to bounce right where you have your linebacker scraping over the top, sitting and waiting.
3rd and 14, 3 wide receivers in. And the crowd on its feet getting loud. Smith being rushed, in trouble. Threw it as he was hit. It's incomplete. Robert Mathis got there, but the Colts were coming, and the defensive line just burst through.
Well, in the protection, you watch Gore. He's there. He's going to come get Freeney, and it's Mathis way outside, and he's just going to run around Adam Snyder. And that is such terrific ability right there, to be able to turn the corner and get low, and most importantly, have the balance to stay on your feet. They turned the protection away from Robert Mathis to Freeney, and Mathis made him pay for it with a big hit.
Andy Lee with his second punt. That's a good long kick. Backs up Jamie Silva to the 17. And the 49ers have it covered well. Good job on coverage. Michael Robinson, the first man down there.
Sam, Peyton Manning, the million-dollar question when you're defending him is how much pressure do you send at him, or do you just play coverage? Look at that from snap to release. 0 to 3 seconds, 30 attempts in the game last week where the ball is out. 3 to 3.5 seconds, 4 attempts, none over 3.6 seconds. I say play coverage against him. Keep 7 if you can in coverage and make him throw it and get rid of it underneath.
From the 23, 3rd possession. Fake draw. Manning looking deep. Goes sideline, incomplete. Pierre Garçon went deep on that last pattern and limped off the field following the play. Then being checked out, that's the senior offensive coordinator, Tom Moore. For a while he was gone. He's back now after they got things settled out. And Tom Moore handling the offensive coordinator duties. Garcon limping to the bench, replaced by Hank Baskett, one-time Philadelphia Eagle. Adai, not much there, gets up to the 25, and that's all. Great job up front by Ike Sopoaga. Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 9. The play fake outside to Wayne. Gets a couple of blocks. Slips a tackle and breaks free. Reggie Wayne out of bounds at the 49ers 43-yard line. Great play by Reggie Wayne. There was some question as to whether he'd play, but he hasn't missed a game since 2002.
Yeah, I knew he was going to play. Watching him in practice on Friday, he was terrific. Little play action, quick bubble screen. Now watch the missed tackle by Nate Clements, 22. Right there. Doesn't get his head in front. It was a good play call, but you really make it easier for him getting that first down when you come in and put the kind of effort that Nate Clements just laid out. That was not very good.
32-yard gain out of the shotgun on 1st down. And Manning going deep. And it's overthrown. Intended for Reggie Wayne, right back to him. Shante Spencer covering on the play for the 49ers. That's become quite a connection.
Well,
Peyton
just
Manning
overthrows
and Reggie
him.
Wayne.
Yeah, it's prolific. Overthrows him here. And think about the first deep route that Peyton tried to dial up. He underthrew it. So clearly Peyton Manning, the future Hall of Famer, Sam, is not on his game so far.
Pierre Garcon is back in the lineup. Empty backfield with 3 wide receivers. Adai, as he juked a little bit and faked, he slipped on the turf and went down. Takeo Spikes covered him up. Takeo Spikes was questionable for this game with problems with his shoulder this week. Hurry up offense for the Colts.
This is not what Peyton Manning wanted, Sam, the 3rd and longs. He said we have absolutely got to stay out of 3rd and 6 plus. 3rd and 9 right now.
3 left. 3 2 right.
3 wide receivers. Manning pressured, releases and completes it to Austin Collie for a 1st down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And the rookie out of BYU has become a very sure-handed and reliable receiver for Peyton Manning. 14-yard pickup.
Well, watch the play clock here. 7, 6, 5. Now the defense can start to move. They know that it's locked, so they can come out of their shell. They can start showing what they're going to do, get to their landmarks. Colley's just going to bust the zone with an out route.
2 tight ends in for the Colts. Gian Robinson along with Dallas Clark. Adai slips 1 man, turns the corner, out of bounds. A flag comes in.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Garcon on a hold on Terrell Brown out on the edge.
Adai got down to the 25. Ed Hockley checks it.
Offense number 85. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Good call, Tim. Good call by Ed Hockley. Pierre Garcon called for the penalty. Moves the Colts back.
Tell you one thing these young wide receivers have done for Peyton Manning. You see Pierre Garcon there, Austin Collie, who just had the big conversion, is they've kept Peyton Manning young. And Peyton told us that. He said, you know, you do so, you play so long, you have so much success in this league. He said, I really feel invigorated teaching these young guys, and they've got me inspired to continue to grow. And I mean, those young receivers, I know, have been a lot of fun for him. He said he was so spoiled for many years with Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, and teaching these young guys the offense has been a big bonus for him.
Back to the 38-yard line, 1st and 20. Big toss. Blitz picked up. Manning going deep for Reggie Wayne. Batted away by Shante Spencer. Good coverage by Shante Spencer. One-on-one with Reggie Wayne in the end zone.
Shantae's had a fine season. He's come back off of an ACL surgery from last year, and watch him just close the gap on this play and go up and get a bat down with the right hand. That's textbook cornerback play right there, because the throw is perfect. Times his jump just right, Shante Spencer, and gets a nice pass breakup.
Manning just 4 for 9 thus far, 52 yards.
22's Mike. We're okay.
On second down, pressure on Manning. He's got a man, it's Dallas Clark, and he's down to the 21-yard line. Justin Smith was pressuring from his defensive end position, but once again, there's Manning releasing, and that is completion number 4,000 in the career of Peyton Manning, the fourth quarterback in NFL history to reach that mark. 3rd and 2. Austin Collie in as a third wide receiver. Joseph Adai didn't get there. Stopped him at the 20-yard line. A little pushing and shoving, and Pierre Garçon involved.
You just can't move Abrea Franklin up front. He is such an underrated nose tackle. And the Indianapolis Colts so far in this game, when they have tried to run it, haven't been able to get him blocked. He makes a nice play there on the line of scrimmage, which is going to pull up the 4th down and force a field goal.
Matt Stover will attempt a field goal, his first as a member of the Indianapolis Colts. Came in when Adam Vinatieri's knee became real troublesome and underwent surgery a couple of weeks ago. They've saved a roster spot for Vinatieri. This is a 38-yard try. Pat McAfee is the holder. And Stover, the 20-year veteran, puts it through. So the Colts are on the board. And they've cut the 49ers lead to 7-3. We go to the sideline to Laura Oakman. Laura.
Well, Sam, I want to add to what Tim was saying about these young Colts. I was talking to Dallas Clark about the young kids learning this offense. He said it is so tough. There is no college system, period, anywhere that can prepare you for this offense. He said it took him about 3 years to feel comfortable, and said you will make mistakes, but the key is to never make the same mistake twice. And he said if you do, it's the worst feeling. You walk to that sideline. He said you're not going to get chewed out once. First, you're going to get it from the head coach, then your coordinator, and then from Peyton. I have a feeling probably not in that order, though.
Well, thank you, Laura. You're right about that. One thing in watching Peyton Manning at practice, he teaches those wide receivers where they need to cut.
Yeah, it's his practice. He tells the defensive scout team where they need to line up based on the tape that he's been breaking down all week.
And I think the
pretty
youngsters
amazing to watch.
Take it, they become serious students right away. They take everything seriously. There's no fooling around in practice.
Well, you better be on your game when Peyton Manning is calling the shots clearly. Jim Caldwell said Austin Collie's up there at the facility every morning at 6:15.
Michael Robinson on the return from the goal line, and he's taken down. That's Jamie Silva with a great tackle at the 12-yard line. Excellent coverage. Two tight ends for the 49ers. Barry Sims remains the left tackle with Joe Staley on the sideline. Delaney Walker, one of the tight ends, split wide left. Frank Gore into the pile and bulls his way for a couple of yards, close to the 15-yard line. Frank Gore went down in week 3 in Minnesota with a sprained ankle early on in what was featured as a great head-to-head matchup with Adrian Peterson. Gore got hurt after he had the huge game against Seattle and came back in the lineup last week. Didn't get to play all that much because the 49ers fell behind in the first half to Houston. Now getting a chance and had the big touchdown run. Isaac Bruce, Michael Crabtree are the wide receivers. 5 defensive backs for the Colts. And Jacob Lacey in. Smith. Good throw. Completes to Isaac Bruce. Up at the 28-yard line. It's a first down. 13-yard pickup.
You can see Alex Smith has clearly got skills. And, being the #1 overall draft pick, which he was, you don't get drafted there if you're not loaded with skill sets. And he's got him now. Just looking at that arm strength, and it's coming out on time, which it did last week. Good stuff so far for Alex.
Delaney Walker, one of the 2 tight ends, split out wide right this time. Vernon Davis is a tight left end. Short drop, quick outside of Crabtree, and he dropped it right away. Might have heard footsteps from Gerard Powers, the rookie out of Auburn. Vernon Davis with 6 touchdown receptions this season to lead the NFL. 2nd and 10. Smith gets time, completes to Michael Crabtree. That's a first down up at the 40-yard line. And Crabtree, in his first game last week, looked very comfortable catching 5 passes.
Well, they're a different offense with this guy, and the protection obviously is the key. But Alex Smith is going to open up the whole playbook. He can get the ball deep on the deep out. Nice little pocket for him. Just threads the needle to Crabtree for 12 yards on a comeback route. Just the offense looks different with Alex out there, and I would anticipate as we move on in this game and the passing downs, you're going to see a lot of that spread formation and the stuff he was so good at Utah in college.
The rookie Fili Moala, number 95, in at defensive tackle for the Colts. Smith throws for Crabtree, off his hands, intercepted by Bob Sanders. Sanders across the 40, stays in bounds. Now he's shoved out inside the 35-yard line. Off the hand of Crabtree and Bob Sanders, the Defensive Player of the Year in 2007, who started this season with the knee injury and on the sideline, gets the pick.
Another very good throw. It's coming right there to Crabtree, who's got a man on him. There's a defender on his back. Alex makes a nice throw off the right hand of Crabtree. Tips and overthrows in the middle of the field are usually when the interceptions are going to happen. That's exactly what happened. Bob Sanders, the free safety on the back end, just playing the football as Crabtree tipped it up into the air.
Alternating possessions, Kyle DeVan in at right guard for the Colts, who start from the 49ers 34 with 3 wide receivers. Manning sends everybody out. And that pass, a diving catch at the 21-yard line by Reggie Wayne. Nice grab by Reggie Wayne, who's having a good season.
I think clearly the philosophy for San Francisco so far in this game is rush 4, keep 7 in coverage, and keep it all in front of you.
Peyton Manning has not been sacked since the 3rd quarter of Game 2 against Miami. Joseph Adai gets down to the 20.
Sorry, Sammy. Abrea Franklin again. That guy controls the inside. He really does.
Mike Singletary, who's trying to get his team in a good frame of mind. They've lost their last 2. They've won 3 division games. That's a plus, but this is a very big game for the 49ers. Short drop, Manning to Reggie Wayne. Shante Spencer knocks him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Welcome back to Indianapolis. Sam Rosen, Tim Ryan, Laura Oakman. Glad you're with us. We start the 2nd quarter, 3rd and 4 for the Colts at the 49ers 15. You hear Manning changing the call. Pressure from the outside. Manning throws deep in the end zone. Too far for Dallas Clark. He was well covered by Dre Bly on the play.
You see, there's that gesticulation, if you will, from Peyton Manning trying to figure it out. I'll tell you what, though, Dallas Clark absolutely lost that football in the sun. He never saw it.
Matt Stover, 33-yard field goal try, and it's inside the upright, and he is 2 for 2. Back in Indianapolis, Pat McAfee teeing it up to kick off. These are the key cover men for the Colts. Jacob Tammy, backup tight end. Melvin Bullitt, kind of look at. Michael Robinson and Glenn Coffey deep for the 49ers. Robinson waits at the 3. But the blockers with him. Finds a lane. Good return by Robinson. Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Frank Gore and Moran Norris in the backfield for the 49ers. It's Gore, who had the 64-yard touchdown run in the 1st quarter, getting a couple of yards. The 49ers still without their best offensive lineman. Joe Staley went out on the first play from scrimmage. Sprained knee, doubtful return for this game.
And when guys get hurt and it happened right away and you get ice on it right away, it usually means they're cooked for the day. So There's Joe Staley over there sitting on the sideline. And it is a big challenge now. Barry Sims, who's got a lot of starts in pro football, but the best 2 players on this Indy defense are Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis, the pass rushing ends.
Frank Gore behind Moran Norris. Couple of yards on the play. 3 wide receivers in on 3rd and 7. Outside to Vernon Davis, and a good tackle on the play. Took him right down. That was Kelvin Hayden, the cornerback. Solid tackle. Brought him down short of the first down.
And this is the matchup you should watch all day. Dwight Freeney here on Barry Sims, the left tackle. Freeney's got 7 sacks on the season. See, they had a little TE game where the tackle comes inside and the end comes underneath. And he is a major challenge. Barry Sims will need a lot of help if they're going to limit what Freeney does in terms of getting to the quarterback.
3rd punt of the game for Andy Lee. Jamie Silva waits at the 13, juggles, holds on, and is brought down at the 20-yard line. Head coach Mike Singletary always involved with his players on the sideline, this time going over to the offensive line. David Boss and patting him on the head. Some encouragement. Might be a little bit of an injury issue there. Colts with 3 wide receivers. Austin Collie in. A dive. Gets a block from Deem, Ryan Deem, leading him around the corner and gets up close to the 32-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. Nate Clements made the tackle.
Talked about Nate Clements earlier and missing the tackle on the big play, but watch him here as he's going to defeat the block out to the left of your screen. Austin Collie, right there it is. He defends that block, gets rid of Collie, falls back inside and makes a nice tackle for not a huge gain. That's a good play by Nate Clements and run support.
A die again, not much there. Good job by the 49ers. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Takeo Spikes and Nate Clements combining.
That's one area, Sam, San Francisco, very good in run defense. I mean, they're a top 10 team, I believe number 6 coming into the game, and a big part of it, we've been talking about Abrea Franklin today, but Isaac Sapuaga, Justin Smith, those guys are major problems when you talk about defending the run when offensive linemen trying to get movement on. They're solid.
Have to get to the 35 for a first down, 3 wide receivers. Manning being blitzed, gets rid of it to Reggie Wayne, and Terrell Brown with a quick close takes down Reggie Wayne short of the first down. Good defensive series by the 49ers, and you can see a little frustration on the face of Peyton Manning as he goes to the sideline.
Well, not a lot of 3 and outs for Peyton Manning. They've got 3 in this game so far today. Chalk one up for the defense because Peyton Manning threw that play thinking it was going to be a zone coverage, and it wasn't. Usually and typically you do not man up that cluster, that bunch set. San Francisco did, and Terrell Brown was all over it.
Great high punt by Pat McAfee, backing up Nate Clements to the 16. Picks up a couple of blocks. Good return, and the ball pops loose but bounces out of bounds and will stay to the 49ers. Defensive coordinator Greg Minuski of the 49ers has found a way to keep Peyton Manning under control.
No, the plan has worked for sure in terms of the coverage. I think what they've done is they've kept 4 back and showed a 4 deep shell, and they have controlled the line of scrimmage in the run game. So Minuski's got to be happy with his group on defense.
From the 28, Alex Smith fakes the handoff, looks, throwing short, and it's dropped by the fullback Moran Norris. Right on him was Gerard Powers, the rookie cornerback who's played very well for the Colts in the absence of Marlon Jackson, who's still out injured.
One thing Jimmy Ray talked about, the offensive coordinator, Sam, for San Francisco, is they've got to have at least 7 play drives. And what that means is you're moving the chains a little bit. They have not converted on a 3rd down yet. And probably most importantly, and there's Jimmy Ray to the right there, is you give that defense some rest over on the sidelines. And so far, they're down about 2.5 minutes here in time of possession.
Outside of the touchdown run by Frank Gore, it's been 3 punts and an interception offensively for the 49ers. Smith throws short, completes to Vernon Davis. He's out of bounds up at the 40. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like they're going to bring this one back.
Holding offense number 64. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
David Boss called for the hold. So the 49ers injury situation on the offensive line is a tough one. Tony Pachos going down last week.
Left guard, 64. David Boss on Antonio Johnson. He's just spinning and falls down. It looked like Boss let him go. That's a tough call on David Boss. Is that helmet fit? That helmet looks too small.
Dwight Freeney is back in at defensive end, had been out, along with Robert Mathis.
Okay.
2nd and 20. Gore. And not much there. As the Colts do a good job. Dwight Freeney was in on the stop. Alex Smith just 4 for 9, 33 yards. So the passing game hasn't been there for the 49ers. 3 wide receivers. And the crowd on its feet again, cheering on the Colts defense. 49ers have to get to the 38 for a first down. They are 0 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. Pressure from outside. Smith in trouble. Running for it and goes down at the 30-yard line, short of the first down, and the 49ers will be forced to punt. 10-yard run for Alex Smith. And again, Mike Singletary trying to encourage his offense as they come off the field.
It's just almost impossible. When you have a mistake, and the mistake that time was the holding penalty on David Boss, and you kick yourself into 3rd and long, and 3rd and really long against this defense, almost impossible to convert.
Andy Lee set it, kicked it away. His 4th punt of the game. Another long one. Jamie Silva backs up, takes it at the 11. And bounces off one man, then is brought down at the 18-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Austin Collie in. Off the play fake. Manning with time. Fires, completes to Reggie Wayne at the 33-yard line. Colts came into the game with just 10 3-and-outs all season long. That's 2nd fewest in the league. They've had 3 today, so credit the 49ers defense with a good job. Hurry up offense again.
Line 48! Line 48! Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Line 11!
Quick out to Reggie Wayne. Spencer slowed him down, then he's brought down by Deshaun Goldson. But a pickup up to the 38-yard line. How about the hard count by Peyton Manning? Then he backs off.
Well, listen, it's all for show, because I think the 49ers, a couple of things. They know when that play clock gets down to about 5 seconds, he's done with all that, so then they can show and move their rotation and get to their landmarks in terms of where they want to cover.
2nd and 5. Pressure from outside. Manning steps up. In trouble. They got him. Brea Franklin, only the 3rd sack of the season on Peyton Manning, and the 1st in the last 5 games.
Well, and Justin Smith is the one that gets it started. Watch the outside pressure on Charlie Johnson, and then it's Franklin who peels to the outside. See, there's the push right there that forces Manning to get up into the pocket. Obviously good coverage down the field. Brea Franklin peels off a couple of blocks and gets a nice sack.
Now here's 3rd and 10. Ray McDonald in at defensive end. Everybody standing up for the 49ers. Late blitz coming. The pass is complete. Or was it dropped? No, incomplete. Baskett thought he had it, but it hit the ground. 49ers waving immediately. So for Jim Caldwell, the Colts offense struggling here in the first half.
Well, here's another thing. Look at all the guys in a 2-point, which means they're on their feet. Jeff Saturday, when their hands are all in the dirt, he knows where they're coming from. Right here, he doesn't. When guys are standing up, they could come, they could not come, they could peel all the way around the formation. Makes it difficult for the center and QB to identify which guys are going to be hot on the rush.
Great high punt. Clements from the 10-yard line. Gets by one man and another. And a good return as he takes a hard hit at the 22, a 57-yard punt for Pat McAfee. 12-yard return. From the 22, Frank Gore behind David Boss. Cuts it upfield, gets a couple of yards up to the 24-yard line. Well, the 49ers have played a strong defensive game. Got the big run from Frank Gore. Now they, as you said, Tim, I agree with you. They need to control the ball offensively a little bit.
Yeah, they do. Obviously, third down has been a problem. And continue to run it. I mean, you're up in this game by a point. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Continue to test those defensive tackles and the undersized middle linebacker Gary Brackett. That's where they had the big pop in the first quarter for the touchdown.
Frank Gore, 64-yard run. 19 other plays, 56 yards. People
Vernon
jumping at the line. Vernon Davis moved too soon. False start.
False start. Offense. Number 85. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
That doesn't help the offense at all.
No, it's a killer is what it is. I mean, you not real successful on the first down run play. You only get a couple of yards, and then you shoot yourself in the foot with a false start. Now you've got to get something manageable to get to third manageable. Certainly can't end up at 3rd and 13 again.
Melvin Bullitt in at strong safety, replacing Bob Sanders, who had an interception earlier. Back at the 18. Smith with the fake, rolling, looking downfield, throws it away. Incomplete. And out of bounds. Smith's poise, to me, is noticeable. Now the question is, can he get something going? Can he get a rhythm going in his offense the way he did in that second half last week against Houston?
Yeah, well, it's a different kind of game. I mean, you think of the second half in Houston and all the shotgun throwing and all the spread formation. Clearly, that's not their MO in this game today. They want to try to control the clock. They want to try to run the football. I would anticipate here, and we see these 3rd and longs, we're going to see spread attack for Alex Smith.
Eric Foster, number 68, in at defensive tackle. 3 wide receivers. Josh Morgan back in for the 49ers. Smith throwing and completing to Michael Crabtree, but he's short of the first down. A yard short of the first down.
And that's a rookie mistake from Michael Crabtree. You got to know where the first down sticks are. He's just going to run an out route here, a deep comeback out route. And he's 2 yards short of the first down sticks, and Jacob Lacey's able to push him out of bounds. You got to drive the corner past those sticks, giving yourself some room so when you know you come back to the football, you're still going to be in front of the first down mark.
Andy Lee averaging over 55 yards per punt with his 5th punt of the game. A little pressure there, line drive, deep kick, backpedaling is Silva to the 14. And he is brought down. Marcus Hudson finished him off. Good coverage. Arnaz Battle was down first, and Marcus Hudson with the tackle.
Peyton has not been razor sharp in this game. Let's give some credit to the 49ers on defense. They're playing well.
And the punters are really having an impact because neither team has had real great field position with the exception of the Colts when they had the interception and led to a field goal. Low snap. Manning controls, throwing deep, and it's broken up. Intended for Dallas Clark. Michael Lewis with the play to bat it away.
Dallas Clark, here he is, split wide. You got Michael Lewis on him, and this ball again looks like it's a little underthrown. You see 44 have to wait on it. Dallas Clark has to slow down his stride, wait on the football, which allows Michael Lewis to get enough of the ball to get a breakup.
Colts from the 18-yard line. Dallas Clark splits out to the bottom of your screen. Joseph Adai, a couple of blockers on the sweep. Got slowed down and is ridden down close to the 20. Short pickup on the play. Good job by Abrea Franklin to slow down the run.
Justin Smith in a stand-up. Take a listen to this. Yeah, 4 or 5 pops. Joseph Adai. Patrick Willis finishes it off. Good penetration, though, by Takeo Spikes. Yes. Running down and forcing that thing to continue to bounce to the outside.
Chad Simpson, second year back out of Morgan State in the backfield. 3rd and 8. Blitz coming. It's picked up. Manning throws and completes it to Pierre Garçon. That's a first down at the 30-yard line. So one of the keys to the game that Peyton Manning was talking about was staying on the field on third downs. They haven't done it a whole lot thus far in the first half. That was an important first down pickup.
And the third and longs will give anybody trouble. And they've been in 3rd and 6+, the second least of any team in pro football. That's been a big asset of theirs in terms of controlling the clock and time of possession.
Fake handoff to Reggie Wayne, 2 blockers. And the 49ers able to get there to take him down at the 37-yard line. Paris Harrelson makes the stop, a pickup of 7 on the play. Colts trying to pick up the tempo. Chad Simpson stays in the backfield. 3 wide receivers.
First 12. Easy, easy, easy. 58, 58, 58. Like 11.
Simpson. And he's dragged down from behind. Good play by Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis has given up the communication helmet. It's being worn by Deshaun Goltz in the secondary, and that's helping.
Well,
Patrick
he can just
Willis
go play. Watch him here as he just penetrates that A gap in between the center and the guard. He sniffs it out the whole way.
Strong defense by the 49ers against a team with the 4th best offense yardage-wise in the NFL. On 3rd and 4, Manning over. A little too high, a little behind Reggie Wayne. And again, a very upset Peyton Manning walks to the sideline.
Well, that's the way you can beat the Indianapolis Colts. You got to get number 18 frustrated. You got to get him a little rattled. You just saw that graphic, only 2.1 yards per rushing play. 3 for 10 on 3rd down now. So defensively, the game plan has been very, very good. The execution has been better. And I like it. Remember Muhammad Ali back in the day and all the rope-a-dope? That's what they're doing. They're keeping everything in front of them and just coming up and making some tackles in the secondary. It's good stuff.
McAfee, good high punt. Nate Clemens trying to go wide. Was tripped up and hit down at the 11-yard line. These punters have been outstanding. 52-yard punt, -1 on the return. Not much field position. The Indianapolis Colts have been used to leading games at halftime. Last 5, including today, well, the previous 4, look at 21-3, 21-3, 21-9, 21-3. But today trailing with just under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, and that's where you got to be very excited if you're San Francisco defensively. It's going how you've hoped, and Peyton has been able to drive the football a little bit, but both times down in the red zone, Sam, it turns up field goals only for Indy on offense.
Raheem Brock in at defensive tackle, number 79. Alex Smith throwing, completes to Crabtree. Beautiful pass. Good grab by Crabtree, and he's down at the 37-yard line.
What
49ers hurry up to the line of scrimmage. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. 26-yard pickup on that play. Frank Gore back in at running back. Pressure from the outside. Smith throws, completes to Isaac Bruce. Knocked out of bounds across midfield. So 2 good passes by Alex Smith.
The first throw to Michael Crabtree was an absolute laser. Watch Alex Smith going to look left, now right, and just slide it right in between the defenders. And to me, Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator, and Mike Singletary just showed terrific confidence in Alex Smith. A minute and a half to go. You're backed up into near your own goal line, and they choose to throw a pass down the seam. They've got confidence in number 11, and it shows.
39 yards picked up to midfield in 2 plays. Smith, some pressure, and completes to Vernon Davis. And that's going to be right at the first down line. It is a first down across the 40.
And this is what Alex Smith can do. It's what he did at Utah. If he can stand back there, spread the field with receivers, and stand in shotgun and get it out, he can be very, very accurate. And you see it.
No huddle offense. Smith gets time here and throws for Vernon Davis, but led him a little too far. And the clock stops. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the 49ers. It's Joe Nedney ready to try a long field goal. He was making them from 53, 54 yards in this direction.
He's had a great career, Sam. Joe Nedney.
Oh,
he really has.
Big leg. Deontay Dawson is in at defensive end, the left defensive end, replacing Dwight Freeney. Robert Mathis moves to the right side.
That's the matchup to watch right there.
Smith throws short to Frank Gore. He was tripped up and finally brought down by Gary Brackett, the middle linebacker, at the 25-yard line. There's a flag.
Foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 55 went low and tackled the quarterback at the legs. 15.
That's Clint Session, the linebacker who came in and hitting Alex Smith low.
He's going to come right up the middle, 55, unblocked. He's losing his balance right there, and absolutely, that's a penalty. It's forcible contact below the knee. Yes, he lost his balance, probably could not prohibit himself from doing it, but he did. It's a violation, and Ed Hockley called it.
Half the distance of the goal will give the 49ers the ball inside the 13-yard line. So a 15-yard pickup. Add on a half the distance on the personal foul, and the 49ers in scoring position here.
And Alex Smith on this drive, Sam, is on his game. 4 different receivers he's completed the ball to in this hurry-up offense before halftime.
Josh Morgan splits out. Gore in the backfield with Alex Smith. Smith with time. Throws to Frank Gore. And he's taken out of bounds inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Clint Session took him out.
What'd we say in the open? You've got to get these defensive ends blocked in Freeney and Robert Mathis. And Joe Staley comes out first play of the game, the left tackle for San Francisco. He gets hurt. Barry Sims comes in, and Barry Sims has been pretty darn good out there on the edge. Whether he's blocking Freeney or blocking Mathis, excuse me, he's been able to nullify their pass rush.
3 receivers to the left side, including Vernon Davis. Glenn Coffey in the backfield. Smith throws for Davis, touchdown! And the Smith to Davis combination has produced 4 touchdowns in 2 weeks. There's a penalty flag down on the play in the end zone. Might be excessive celebration there.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct by the offense number 84. That's a 15-yard penalty that will be enforced on the kickoff. The touchdown counts.
The penalty is on Josh Morgan. And you can see that little upset, but then the smile came out for Mike Singletary as the 49ers, what a drive, 89 yards on the 2-minute drill. Alex Smith, a great job.
Yeah, and clearly Alex is comfortable.
11 for 18, 121 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The numbers for Alex Smith. And because of the penalty, Joe Nedney will kick it off from the 15-yard line. So don't go away here, because the Colts could wind up with good field position and a chance to get some points before the half is over.
And I think what you've seen out of that last drive in particular is what Alex Smith brings to this team. I'm not so sure that they could do that through the air with Sean Hill back there at quarterback.
I agree. Line drive kick by Nedney. Chad Simpson juggles at the 18. Got by one man, bounced off another. That's a good return to the 39-yard line. Let's check in on the sideline and see what Laura Oakman is up to. Laura?
Sam, I want to finish what Tim was saying about Vernon Davis's head. He told me the second Mike Singletary slapped that C on his chest, he knew he had to change, saying he knew there was no more foolishness allowed on his part, on or off the field. He told me he used to be lazy in practice and in meetings, but not anymore. He said for the first time, he comes in on Tuesdays now. He didn't do that before, guys. He watches film. He works on the jugs machine constantly. He said there's a different responsibility. I used to just expect the ball. Now I expect myself to catch the ball.
He is one of the captains. Thank you, Laura. Manning fakes the handoff and throws, and wide open is Austin Collie, out of bounds inside the 40. So a quick strike by Peyton Manning to the 38-yard line, and now the Colts are quickly in scoring position. They have all 3 of their timeouts.
Well, in that time, the 49ers chose to dial up a blitz. They sent pressure, and Peyton, like an old hunting dog, sniffs it out in a heartbeat and finds the receiver wide open behind the blitz.
3 wide receivers, Joseph Adai in the backfield. Little hand signal from Manning for the wide receivers. Under pressure, he throws and completes to Dallas Clark, who had the ball knocked out of his hands but out of bounds by Michael Lewis. But now the Colts are at the 29-yard line of the 49ers. 9-yard pickup on that play. And the Colts have called the timeout.
What did I say? He's like an old hunting dog? Did I say Peyton's like an old hunting dog, can sniff out the blitz? Well, he's the second least blitz quarterback in the National Football League behind Jake Delhomme, and you can see what his rating again is when they dial up the pressure on him. I mean, he sees it and busts it on a regular basis.
Now talking things over with Tom Moore. They're at the 49ers 29-yard line with a couple of timeouts. Greg Minuski will dial up the 49ers defense here as they try to keep the Colts out of the end zone. Colts are in field goal range of Matt Stover.
I'm over here, Willis.
With 3 wide receivers and Adai in the backfield. Manning finds Austin Collie inside the 15 down to the 13. And a timeout with 6 seconds remaining. Looks like there's enough time to take 1 shot at the end zone. No, the field goal kicking unit is coming on. So with the penalty in the end zone to Josh Morgan of the 49ers, that winds up hurting San Francisco because the Colts were able to start at the 39 after the kickoff return. A couple of completions by Peyton Manning and a chance to put 3 on the board here at the end of the first half.
Well, you can tell. I mean, they just want to get their points and get in the locker room. You think six seconds with Peyton Manning, 1 quick shot to the end zone, incomplete, you still got time to kick a field goal?
But they'll get the ball to start the second half. So you want to make sure you get points. Matt Stover from 31. It's inside the upright. He's 3 for 3. The Colts have been kept out of the end zone by the 49ers defense. With 1 second left, there will be a kickoff. So the 49ers defense, a tremendous first half. On the ground, it's picked up and covered by Kentwan Palmer, and that's the end of the first half. Colts will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Chad Simpson is deep. Joe Nedney to kick it off. Simpson from the 1. Finds a lane, and a good tackle on the play by Matt Wilhelm. Otherwise, there was a big open space for Simpson to run. Let's check out what went on at halftime. Go to Laura Oakman. Laura.
Well, a lot of people told Mike Singletary, wow, this is the worst game to follow up your tough loss with Houston. He said this is the perfect game. Maybe he knew something. He loves how they're getting after Peyton Manning defensively. He said we're showing him different looks. It's taking him out of his rhythm. As for Caldwell, that's what he wanted to talk about when it comes to that rhythm. He said they're forcing us into first, second, third downs. We need to establish the run. We need to get first down. That's our rhythm. We like chunks.
And we start the second half. And Joseph Adai carrying on first down, working out of the shotgun. Isaac Sopoaga with the tackle up front for the 49ers. And the right guard is Mike Pollock, number 78. He and Kyle Devan alternating possessions. First half, passing yards for the Colts, 170. Look at that. 3 and outs. Flags fly, false start against the Colts.
False start offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
Right in front of the side judge. Reggie Wayne kind of looking at the side judge saying, what did I do? He didn't understand. Might have been just a little flinch. That's all it takes. But that's what's called. And back to the 23 is where they spot it. 2nd and 13. Manning waiting and in trouble. Down he goes. Sopoaga is there. 2nd sack of the game for the 49ers. Manning had been sacked only 2 times in the first 6 games. And he is sacked twice today.
And these guys in the secondary, there's the sack, Isaac Sopoaga, just a bull rush. But the guys in the secondary have got Peyton Manning confused. There's no question. They are waiting until that play clock gets down to about 5 seconds. They know Peyton's got his play locked in at that point. They know Saturday's got the protection locked in at that point. And then the guys are getting to their landmarks. And they've confused number 18, Peyton Manning.
49ers have 6 defensive backs in. Colts have to get to the 36 for a first down. Manning waits and throws, and it's complete for a first down. Pierre Garçon up to the 48-yard line. Great throw by Peyton Manning as he rocketed that pass in there.
It looked like Mark Roman had an opportunity to intercept it. And Peyton, they're only going to rush 3, the 49ers. They've got 8 in coverage, and Peyton finds the hole in the zone. Pierre Garçon on a deep end route. Again, Mark Roman looked like he was going for the interception. That's the best throw of the game for Peyton Manning.
32-yard pickup. Terrell Brown has replaced Nate Clements at cornerback for the 49ers. Off the play fake. Manning tried to go sideline, but well covered was Reggie Wayne. Michael Lewis had him short, and Shante Spencer had him deep. See the numbers on Peyton Manning with 1 interception in the game. So now a key point, I mentioned Nate Clements out, Terrell Brown at the left corner. Empty backfield.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going, 31?
That's to Joseph Adai and a quick out short pickup. That little sound you heard was the umpire saying, where you going, 31?
Talking to Dre Bly, where you going? Some good sounds right there. Very, very good stuff. Good job there by Justin Smith. That guy's got such a motor. Comes off the block, penetrates down the, rolls down the line of scrimmage after penetration and gets the tackle.
Trip right. Bull C. Throw out, Bull C. 32 is back. 32 is back. Bull C. Back 11.
He's a walking computer out there, is Peyton Manning. The rush coming, they pick it up, and the completion down to the 40-yard line to Reggie Wayne, just short of the 40, but it's a first down. For the 49ers, going with a lot of 5 defensive backs, and a lot of pressure on Terrell Brown. In for Nate Clements at left corner. Michael Lewis and Deshaun Goldson are the safeties. Dre Bly is in as the nickel back, the slot receiver. And Bly blitzing. It's picked up. The pass complete to Reggie Wayne. Inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Manning sharp to start the second half.
Here comes the blitz. Bly there, deep in route, right behind it. And watch Reggie Wayne just capture this football out of the air. I mean, that thing's got some heat on it. He just goes up and just captures it. Reggie Wayne's one of those guys, and really all the great receivers are like that. They never let that ball hit their chest plate or their shoulder pads. They go up and get it and rip it out of the air with their hands.
Well, if you have Reggie Wayne in your fantasy team, his third 100-yard game of the season. Off the play fake, Manning with time, going to the end zone for Wayne, overthrown. Shante Spencer with good coverage on the play.
Pretty good pressure by Manny Lawson, who's going to come from the top left of your screen. He comes late, and look what he does to Dallas Clark. I mean, he just forklifts Dallas Clark right into the body of Peyton Manning. Forced Peyton to get rid of that ball just a little bit early, which caused it to be an overthrow and not accurate to Reggie Wayne in the corner of the end zone.
Manning 4 for 6 on this drive. The fake handoff, quick out to Austin Collie, couple of good blocks, fights his way down to the 15-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 4. And I mentioned it earlier, but Austin Colley's been a good addition to this team.
Very good addition. Has a touchdown in the last 3 games straight. And that really, those little plays, to me, just an extension of the running game. They can't get the running game going today, so they're satisfied with throwing the little bubble screens and quick hitches.
The 3 wide receivers. Manning pump fakes, looking, and down he goes again. The 3rd sack of the game. Ray McDonald, I believe, will get credit for this one.
They talked about getting Peyton off his spot. His spot is right there. Gut pressure. Look what Ray McDonald does to Mike Pollock. Just flips him to his back. Peyton goes down, and that's what you call getting Peyton Manning off his spot. He is a midline thrower, Sam, which means most of the time his launch point going to be about 4 or 5 yards behind the center. That's what they call his spot. And their ambition is to get him off that spot today, and they've sacked him now 3 times.
Matt Stover from 40 yards, and again inside the upright.
You see there the defensive line. They have had an outstanding day so far. The defensive front, they've only allowed 2.1 yards per carry on the rush, and then 3 sacks. You think of Peyton Manning, he's the most protected quarterback, or the best protected quarterback in pro football over the years. 1 sack every 30 throws for him for his career. Today the 49ers have sacked him once every 10 throws.
McAfee's kick taken by Michael Robinson with a block from Glenn Coffey across the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Gore and Norris in the backfield. It's Frank Gore, who had the 64-yard touchdown run in the first half, and he stopped after a pickup of a yard on the play. Toward the end of the half, last possession of the first half, Alex Smith with the 2-minute drill, 7-play, 89-yard march down for a touchdown. That was a great offensive possession.
Yeah, and sizzled it to Vernon Davis for the touchdown. He was very, very good. And that's what I think that's where he's at his best. When he's in shotgun, he knows he's throwing, and you spread the field for wide receivers. Now, with the wide receivers, the best thing is the guys were able to protect him. That's the key.
Morgan motions. Swing it out to Frank Gore. Nice move as he got by Hagler, and then Hagler caught up and got a hit on him as Gore is down at the 31-yard line, about a yard short of the first down. Kelvin Hayden was injured on that last play. He's replaced by Jacob Lacey, rookie out of Oklahoma State. Number 25 is Gerard Powers, rookie out of Auburn. So 2 rookie cornerbacks for the Colts. Tony Raggi, an offensive tackle, is in as an eligible tight end on the right side for the 49ers. 3rd and 1. The fullback, Moran Norris, that's a first down. Up to the 34-yard line. Good push up front. Again, the offensive line missing their best lineman, Joe Staley, out since the first play from the line of scrimmage when he injured his knee.
Well, and they've done good without him because Barry Sims has come in and has really done a fine job. Alex has thrown the ball 19 times, has been sacked 1 time in this football game. And that's the key. I mean, if you're going to have success against the Colts on defense, you have got to be able to block those defensive ends, and they've done it.
Isaac Bruce and Mike Crabtree are the wide receivers to the left. Draw play to Gore, and he stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard on the play. Excellent play up front by Dan Muir, who's taking over as the starting defensive tackle, former Green Bay Packer.
Here he is here, number 90, and they haven't. He's just going to get some penetration and get on the running back in a heartbeat, just right around Shiloh Rachal. And you can see the ability there to burst and get on Frank Gore. They haven't had great luck here in Indianapolis with the defensive tackles.
No.
I'll bet you if you go back 6-7 years, they have not had a D tackle that has had more than 25 straight starts. It's been a musical chairs position, a revolving door at D tackle.
Setting up the screen pass to Gore. Nice cut to the inside by Frank Gore. And he's very close to a first down. Antoine Bethea, the safety, came up to make the stop. Gore with a couple of real good moves. And he's down at the 43, short of a first down.
And it looks like his ankle is healthy. You said it. They're going to set up a quick screen out here to the right. Good job by Alex, eluding the pressure to get it off. But look at those cuts on the inside. He is such a good slasher, being Frank Gore. And you notice whenever he's making those hard, decisive cuts, he's not going sideways. Frank Gore is as good as anybody at going north and south after a big cut.
Tony Raggi again in as a third tight end. It's 3rd and 1. It's Moran Norris straight ahead again. And again, he's picked up the first down. So the big fullback taking the handoff and getting that 1 yard they need to keep the drive going.
And this year, whenever he's run the ball, Moran Norris, and he was here for a couple of years, then left, and now he's back. He's always run the ball pretty effectively when he's run it. And I know Frank Gore right there is very happy to have Moran Norris back in front of him. You think of that great year Frank had in 2006, and it was Moran Norris out there in front of him leading the way.
49ers controlling the ball, a couple of first downs. Bruce and Crabtree, the wide receivers. Smith with time, nobody open. Buys some time, throws it back behind Isaac Bruce. He was open, but running to his left, it became a tough throw for Alex Smith, and he threw it behind Isaac Bruce.
Well, knew he was going to take a big shot because Clint Session was coming in secondary contained, so he was coming out there to rattle the cage of Alex Smith a little bit, and that's what forced the bad throw. But that's what you're doing when you're getting first downs and you're Alex Smith, and you guys are, the 49ers are getting those 7-play drives that we talked about in the first half. You keep Peyton Manning over on the sideline with a phone in his hand.
Warren Norris in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming. Quick outside of Crabtree. Slips one man, stumbles forward, and picks up about 2 yards on the play. The ball came loose, and it's ruled a fumble, recovered by the Colts. Gerard Powers picked up the loose ball. Crabtree is still down. Now he gets up, but it is ruled a fumble, and he limps off the field.
Well, and he never secures it. Watch Crabtree. Look at that ball is out there swinging around. Now he's going to come take the hit. He had it in the wrong arm, never switched it to the left arm. Hard to see if that ball came out before he was down. There's the arms down there.
Wow, that was... And a challenge flag has been thrown by Mike Singletary.
Crabtree, because of that move he threw to get away from Bob Sanders, could never really get that ball sucked in tight.
San Francisco is challenging the ruling on the field of fumble.
The coaches awaiting the ruling of Ed Hockley, and here he comes.
Going to be hard to turn this one over. I think it's a fumble.
The runner's right knee never hit the ground, and the ball came loose. Therefore, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It was a fumble. Indianapolis ball, first down. San Francisco is charged with timeout.
This will show it. This is a good call by the officials.
And really close, and an outstanding review from then you see it right there from Ed Hockley and getting it right, because Michael Crabtree's right knee, as you'll see it, looks like it's going to touch and it never does. You see the air in between there, it never touches the ground. Then his elbow comes over the top. It never touches the ground before that pigskin comes loose. It's a nice review. Got it right, did Ed Hockley.
Second takeaway by the Colts. And they start from the 49ers 42 off the play fake. Manning wants to go deep. Up top for Pierre Garçon, he overthrows him. Covered by Terrell Brown. You hear the fan reaction. They were hoping for an interference call. There was some jostling there.
There was a lot of jostling there. There's the matchup, one-on-one. And there's the contact right there. And he wasn't looking at the football. That could have very easily been called.
Garçon grabbed a hold of Terrell Brown also. 2nd and 10. Fans don't like it. 3 wide receivers. Austin Collie in as the third. Manning outside and 2 wide for Reggie Wayne. Covered by Shawntae Spencer.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Look at sacks per attempt for his career, Peyton Manning. 1 sack every 30 throws from him. Today, 1 sack every 10 throws, San Francisco, and they've done it pretty much with just a 4-man rush without having to blitz. So if you can get pressure, get sacks, and keep 7 in coverage, you're doing your job.
6 defensive backs in for the 49ers on 3rd and 10.
32 is Mike. 32 is Mike. Short.
Pump fake, and the throw deep down the sideline for Garcon, incomplete. He would have come down out of bounds, and he took a hard hit from Deshaun Goldson. The safety came over to help out on the coverage, and a good defensive series by the 49ers after the fumble.
Yeah, in the last 2 plays, and they have been really playing, as I said, rope-a-dope all day long and keeping everybody back. They did send pressure on the last 2 plays. That play, it was a 5-man pressure. The play before that, they sent 6.
Brandon Jones is deep for the 49ers. Good high short punt by McAfee. Jones comes up, takes it, and wants to return it. I think the Colts thought he might wait for a fair catch. Great defensive work by the San Francisco 49ers. They have held the Colts to 4 3-and-outs in the game.
And Indianapolis coming into this game, number 2 in the NFL in 3rd down conversions. They were one of the best.
2 tight ends, 2 backs. Frank Gore behind Moran Norris. Falls forward, pushes forward for a couple of yards on the play. Antoine Bethea made the stop.
And here are some of the things that are confusing Peyton Manning. You see here, everybody is standing up. The offensive line and Peyton, they don't know who's rushing. They don't know who's coming. Here's another one where you got 3 down linemen, and they're all, you got 2 guys to the left. You only got 1 guy to the right side of the formation. Here you got 2 guys with their hands down in the dirt. I mean, they have shown Peyton a bunch of different looks today, and that's what you have to do to the very good veteran quarterbacks. You got to mix it up. Everybody tries it, but the 49ers are executing it as good as anybody.
On 2nd down, inside handoff to the fullback, Moran Norris, and he's thrown back after he picked up a yard on the play. Crowd gets loud for the Colts defense. 49ers 2 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. 3 wide receivers in. Smith pressured and gets rid of it as he was hit, and it falls incomplete. Big time pressure by Eric Foster, and the 49ers go 3-and-out. There's Eric Foster, number 68, 2nd-year man out of Rutgers. A battle of the punters in the game. Andy Lee averaging 55 yards per punt. This is his 6th of the game. Long punt, backpedaling. Jamie Silva from the 22 has some room. Tripped up, good tackle. Marcus Hudson has been outstanding on punt coverage for the 49ers in the game. 54-yard punt. Laura Oakman is downstairs along the sideline. Laura.
I want to continue our conversation about these young receivers that the Colts are trying to break in, you guys. Dallas Clark said no one is more sympathetic to these young kids than he is. He said he totally relates to the deer in the headlight look he sees out of them sometimes. He said you leave the huddle, your head is already spinning, but you're so glad you finally got the play down. You're standing at the line of scrimmage. It's like everything turns into slow motion. Picture this. Peyton turns to you, screams out something different. He said it's terrifying.
I can understand that. Colts start from the 30. Thanks, Laura. 3 wide receivers. Manning's got time. And complete. No, that's incomplete. Austin Collie never had hold of it. Took a hit from Patrick Willis that popped the ball loose. 2nd-year running back Mike Hart is in the backfield for the Colts. Picks up the blitzing linebacker. Completion of Pierre Garcon, but a good tackle on the play by Patrick Willis at the 35-yard line. Just when Garcon was starting to get going, that's Joseph Adai shaking his hand after the previous play, going to the sideline. Quickly outside to Reggie Wayne, and he's got a 1st down. So the no-huddle hurry-up works for Peyton Manning. They get to the line, a quick connection with Reggie Wayne, his 10th catch of the game.
49ers were never even set. Nobody was even out there on Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne, 10 catches, 118 yards. And now an injured player down on the field. That looks like Paris Harrelson. Yes.
Looks like a cramp in his right leg.
Joseph Adai comes back in as soon as he got some feeling back in his hand as they work on the right leg of Paris Harrelson.
Here's Paris Harrelson right here, 98. Oh. That's the thing about those cramps. You never know when they're going to crop up. Everything can be great. You're walking to the sideline or you're trying to get an adjustment, and then the calf tightens up on you.
I thought that was the turf monster reached up and grabbed him. Greg Minuski looking on. Fans booing as Harrelson goes off under his own power, flexing his right leg. The 49ers have held the Colts to 4 field goals in this game. Colts, one of the highest scoring teams in the league. Team that averages over 400 yards in offense. Dre Bly in as a 5th defensive back for the 49ers. Fake handoff. Manning throws short to Dallas Clark for the 49ers, close to the 45-yard line. Shante Spencer on the coverage. Clark hasn't had much room today. The 49ers have done a good job on him.
They have. He's such a good blitz beater, and the 49ers haven't blitzed a lot. That time they chose to send a 5th guy, and Dallas Clark just simply replaced the defender where he was before he blitzed.
Adai with a nice little cutback gets a first down at the San Francisco 43-yard line. Isaac Sopoaga with the tackle. Colts have 273 yards total offense in the game, just 27 rushing. Now it's 276, 27 yards rushing. Manning, late blitz is picked up. The pass is dropped, incomplete. Intended for Hank Baskett, but he didn't hold on.
And Greg Minuski's playing with fire now because he dials up another pressure package on Peyton Manning, and Peyton is just going to bust it. Watch Mike Lewis come here, and then you're going to watch the route develop right behind him, exactly where from the blitzing safety came from, and Hank Baskett just can't hang on to the football because it was a perfect throw.
Greg Minuski yelling in from the sideline. Manning gets time, complete short to Austin Collie, and he's brought down just across the 37-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down, an important 3rd down for the Colts. On a 3rd and 5 on the play. And again, no huddle. 3 wide receivers. Sopoaga jumped across on the hard count.
Yeah, they may call this on the 49ers. Drew Ryan Deem offsides. Sopoaga right in front of him.
Neutral zone infraction by the defense, number 90. Came into the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to move. 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Fans like that call. Well, they got him on the hard count that time. 1st down at the 49ers 32. Adai in the backfield.
Check. 58. Block 11.
Changing the play. Adai outside. Couple of blocks from the wide receivers. Good run, and he's hit down hard, close to the 1st down. Best run of the game for the Colts. 2 tight ends in. Adai, he's going to throw. Lofts it into the end zone. Reggie Wayne, touchdown. hasn't been able to throw a touchdown pass, but Joseph Adai does. And it looks like the Colts are going to go for 2.
What an outstanding play call. Think of the play right before at the end of the third quarter. It was Joseph Adai on a big play on the stretch play. That time they run what looks like the stretch play. Shante Spencer bites on it to come up in corner support as a corner. Reggie Wayne right behind him.
And for the first time in the game, the Colts have the lead. They go for 2 points to try to open that lead to 6. As you saw, first career touchdown pass thrown by Joseph Adai.
Again, stretch going this way. Shante Spencer, 36, is going to step up, bite the play action, and just can't recover as Reggie Wayne comes all the way across the formation to the corner of the end zone. Everybody bit.
Was about to call timeout because they didn't feel that they had time to match up. The rules give them time. Therefore, there is no timeout charge. No timeout charge.
Originally, San Francisco was going to call timeout to try and get the right personnel on the field, but that was altered when they didn't have the same time to change players as the Colts did.
Yeah, once Indy starts changing personnel, the umpire's going to give them time to change personnel as well.
Excuse me, move.
Yeah, where you going?
Come on,
That's the umpire talking to Takeo Spikes. Reggie Wayne in motion. Manning throwing too high and too far. Extra point try is no good.
Sam Peyton Manning has not had his most efficient day. You see here, he's talking to himself. Actually, he's talking to the offensive coordinator. He's having a conversation with the OC right now, him being the OC. He just hasn't been, and usually perfection is what Peyton Manning's all about. He has sailed a couple of footballs today.
24 for 40. But the Colts now have the lead. Michael Robinson on the return for San Francisco. Upended as he got to the 20-yard line.
The Indianapolis Colts are going to have to do it with their rookie corners out on the islands here because Kelvin Hayden, knee injury, gone for the day. Gerard Powers and Jacob Lacey out there defending on the island.
Now it's up to Alex Smith for the 49ers to get something going, and he throws through the hands of Isaac Bruce. That should have been caught. Gerard Powers was covering on the play.
Look at the big cushion that this corner has given Isaac Bruce. Gerard Powers, little stutter move. Now he's going to come back to the football. A little bit outside, but one that Isaac Bruce will catch 999 out of 1,000 of those, but couldn't hang on to that one, which would have been a first down.
Tim Jennings is in as a 5th defensive back for the Colts. 3 wide receivers for the 49ers. Actually, 2 tight ends, 2 wides. They split Delaney Walker. Deep drop by Smith. Throwing, and it's caught by Crabtree, who's shoved out of bounds at the first down line. He's got enough. That time he got enough for the first down. Jennings with a hard hit.
Remember the mistake he made earlier when he didn't convert on the 3rd down because he didn't drive the corner all the way past the first down sticks and then come back. That time he did. So you love the fact that the rookie did not repeat the mistake. Drove the corner deep, came back, was in front of the mark for the first down.
5 catches last week, 5 catches this week for Michael Crabtree in his first 2 games in the NFL. First down at the 31. Smith with time, and he throws for Isaac Bruce. He's got it in Colts territory, out of bounds at the 48. On first down, Frank Gore carrying down to the 41-yard line. Good pickup on first down by Gore.
And a pretty good block here from Delaney Walker, who's going to get a nice seal as you watch him on Clint Session. Yeah, he hits a nice kick down block. Also a good block from Crabtree out on the edge. Both of them get nice crackdown blocks, which give Frank the running lane for about 7 yards.
13 carries, 91 yards for Frank Gore. Glenn Coffey is in the backfield with Moran Norris. 2 wide receivers left. Coffey cutting back inside. Nice run by Glenn Coffey. He's got a first down at the Colts 33-yard line. Made a nifty little cut. Pickup of 8 on the play for the rookie from Alabama, Glenn Coffey. In his first carry of the game, Philly Moala, the rookie out of USC, is back in at defensive tackle for the Colts. Second-round draft pick. And now it's the 49ers on the move. Alex Smith with time, wanted to throw the screen to Glenn Coffey, but the Colts had it well covered, and it looked like he just purposely overthrew Coffey on the play.
Yeah, next time throw it down at the feet of the receiver, because you put that one up in the air and it's in harm's way. Gerard Powers was making a nice break on the ball to get an interception, and you'll see the quarterbacks do that. When they see the screen isn't there, and Daniel Muir, the D lineman, really played it well for Indy, more times than not the quarterback will just throw it right at the feet of the screen running back or wide receiver.
2 tight ends, 2 wideouts, and Coffey is split out. 7th play of the drive for the 49ers. They're coming hard. A pass to Josh Morgan, and he's got it. Taken out of bounds at the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
And this is where Alex is at his best. Again, sitting in the shotgun, spread formation, all the things he did in college. And he just can survey the field, and he can get it out quick now. When he's in shotgun, that ball's coming out in about 2 seconds, which does not allow the rush to get there.
Raheem Brock in on the defensive line for the Colts. Here's a big play, and the crowd on its feet, urging on the Colts defense. 3 wide receivers, Frank Gore in the backfield. Have to get to the 23 for a first down. He throws deep down the sideline, and it was either miscommunication or something, because Crabtree
Before
stopped.
the ball was snapped, delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
So that play never happened. 5-yard penalty assessed.
And that's brutal. There it is, the play clock, lower left. Well, not even close. Very, very most critical 3rd down of the game. And you have a time management issue. That was a problem last week, and those are the things when you don't play for a couple of years as a quarterback, and maybe the play's coming in late. I don't know from upstairs, but that's the kind of thing you got to get cleaned up.
There they go again with 3 wide receivers. Vernon Davis is stand-up tight end to the left on 3rd and 12. Pressure, and they got him. Robert Mathis with a sack. 2nd sack of the game by the Colts, and it takes the 49ers out of field goal range.
What a wicked, wicked spin move. He's going to come to the outside, fake inside, and then spin back outside. Whoa! And then it's only a 3-man rush. There was nowhere for Alex Smith to go with the football. They had 8 guys in coverage. Terrific, terrific move from Robert Mathis for a big sack.
5.5 sacks this season. Andy Lee's punt. Fair catch called for. Colts start from the 10-yard line. 2 tight ends. Joseph Adai in the backfield. Blitz coming. Adai carrying. It's about 3 on the play. Peyton Manning, 12 years in the NFL, and he has one of the highest winning percentages of all time. Joe Montana, the best. Now, Terry Bradshaw did not play in that suit and tie. Trust me, he played in a very nice Steelers uniform. And there is Peyton Manning with Johnny Unitas right behind. On 2nd and 7. The play fake. Manning looking to go deep. Wide open Dallas Clark. Stays in bounds. Goldson takes him down in 49ers territory. It was waiting to happen, and he finally found Dallas Clark open.
And what he's going to do, he's going to come off free. Nobody even hits him, and then he's just going to run a corner route. And he runs what looks like a post corner. He sells it inside. Michael Lewis just spins him around the safety. You'll see Lewis try to get back on his horse and get out there on Dallas Clark. Terrific play call and execution against that defense.
40-yard gain. Peyton Manning is now passed for 314 yards. 6 of the 7 games this season, he's passed for over 300 yards. Adai Gets about a yard on the play. And with Tony Gonzalez out of the AFC, he's a likely candidate for the Pro Bowl for the first time. Outside to Reggie Wayne. And Wayne is taken down close to the 40-yard line, right at the 40. And Dallas Clark is a very athletic guy. I mean, he's a track man. He comes from an athletic family.
Well, he played all the sports. He talked to us about playing all the sports, which he thought was key. Kids today really specialize. But I'll tell you the thing that may have been his best asset was he was a high hurdler in high school.
Another leg cramp on the field. This one is Takeo Spikes. And he's hurting. The fans react to the injury on the field because they see their team, the Colts, wanting to hurry up the offense. But right now it's Spikes hurting. He's had a shoulder problem that caused him to miss several days of practice. We'll be right back. Another 300-yard passing game for Peyton Manning, the 53rd of his career. There's a 3rd and 3. 3 wide receivers in. Off the play fake. Manning throws deep. Too far for Austin Collie. That'll bring up a 4th down. And the punting unit comes out for the Colts. So the drive is stalled at the 40-yard line. Colts with a 4-point lead. One number that's very interesting is Peyton Manning has not thrown a touchdown pass in this game. He's had touchdown passes in 10 consecutive games dating back to last season.
Well, it's not that he hasn't had his opportunities. He just hasn't been able to hook up. He's had a couple of guys open down the field, but the deep ball, which is usually a big asset of his, hasn't been on the money today.
McAfee's punt inside the 10 is taken there by Brandon Jones. And he is down at the 6-yard line.
Critical error. Brandon Jones, who's active for the first time this year, big free agent acquisition in the offseason coming over from Tennessee, Sam, and he got hurt. And he drops it there. I mean, you put your heels on the 10, and if it's going over your head, you got to let it go and hope you get the bounce and it goes for a touchback. He fielded that thing on about the 5-yard line.
Actually, the 3rd game he's been active, but he hasn't played much. Now, from their own 6, that's a loss of 2 yards. Good penetration by Clint Session as he takes down Frank Gore. Penalty on the play.
Number 93, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Yeah, there's the jump on Freeney and Clint Session on a run blitz. And he saw that develop right away. It's too bad. You get a good tackle for a loss, and now it's a free 5 yards because Freeney jumps off sides.
That helps the 49ers up to the 11, a 1st and 5. Alex Smith short to Frank Gore. He's got a 1st down up at the 18-yard line.
Barry Sims has been terrific. Watch him, or at left tackle, excuse me, right there, 65, handle the spin move from Dwight Freeney. He's just squatting, he's sitting on it, and Freeney has had no chance for the most part against Barry Sims. And you would have thought coming in, once Staley got hurt, that was going to be a huge mismatch. Barry Sims has been on his game today.
Philip Wheeler replaces Tywan Hagler at linebacker for the Colts. Smith on 1st down, flushed out of the pocket. Heads for the sideline, out of bounds. He's out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Chased out of bounds by Philip Wheeler. Alex Smith, 18 for 29, 181 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Had an 89-yard drive late in the first half for a touchdown. But needs to come up with something here with the 49ers trailing by 4 points.
They need to get back in the spread and get him in shotgun and let him do what he does best and deliver the football.
On 2nd and 10. There's pressure. Smith throws wide open. Michael Crabtree. He's got a 1st down up at the 33-yard line. Maybe the 34 is where they spot it.
Very good route. They're getting everybody deep. They're going to have 4 deep defenders, and watch Crabtree just break it off and just comes back under the deep defender, Gerard Powers. I mean, he can run those routes all day in terms of reading the coverage and converting the coverage. He was an old quarterback in high school, and I know that's a big bonus for him when he's trying to read coverage while he's running his route. He is right most of the time.
6 catches, 80 yards for Michael Crabtree. Smith with time to the sideline again. That time he overthrows Crabtree. Jacob Lacey covering on the play. Jacob Lacey, who had an interception, first of his NFL career last season, but when he slid in the end zone, they fined him $10,000 for the too much excessive celebration. Felt bad for the young man.
Yeah, and that's a big bill for a college free agent. I'll tell you that.
It was a great moment. It cost him some dough. Brandon Jones is in at wide receiver, 2 backs. The play fake. Smith steps up, throws too high for Isaac Bruce, almost intercepted by Antoine Bethea. Time Alex Smith had time, a little too high with his pass.
Well, what's happening is the defensive line is forcing him to step up. They're getting pretty decent pressure when they run the play action stuff, so they're forcing Alex to get up in the pocket. He had an open receiver, was just off target.
49ers 0 for 6 on 3rd and 6 yards or more. This is 3rd and 10. Smith under pressure. They got him. Big hit by Dwight Freeney. Freeney spun to the inside, and he now has a sack in 8 consecutive games.
Well, and it's good coverage down the field. Here you see Isaac Bruce, Josh Morgan. You got 3 working on 2. You got Jacob Lacey over on the other side going against Michael Crabtree. He's got help over the top behind him. And there was just nowhere for Alex Smith to go as with the football, and Freeney came off coming from the inside and got the sack.
Andy Lee's punt bounced inside the 30, went the other way, and is down by the 49ers.
Ball is placed right here, Indianapolis ball, 1st down.
On the touch, as Ed Hockley announces to the crowd, Dwight Freeney with 8 sacks this season, and a sack streak of 8 straight games dating back to the last game of last season.
Well, he's off to a great start. Historically, he's been a slow starter, not this year.
Kyle DeVan in at right guard for the Colts. Manning out of the shotgun. Short throw to Austin Collie. He's met at the 35 by Michael Lewis. Short pickup on the play. Colts with 366 yards offense, 41 yards rushing. It has not been a balanced attack for Peyton Manning and the Colts today.
You can say this, though, now that they've been able to achieve the lead here in the second half, Indianapolis, their defense looks completely different, and they're built to play with the lead. And it's, to me, pretty obvious is once they're up in games is when those defensive ends start doing their best work. And since they've taken a lead, we've seen Mathis get a sack, and we've seen Dwight Freeney get a sack.
On 2nd and 8. Manning with time, short to Dallas Clark. Takeo Spikes takes it down at the 40-yard line. Again, the short stuff and the safe stuff from Peyton Manning with the 4-point lead. Dallas Clark picks up his 6th catch of the game, 85 yards. The big receiver has been Reggie Wayne with 12 catches for 147 and a touchdown thrown by Joseph Adai. 6 defensive backs for the 49ers. Dre Bly and Mark Roman in. Everybody out. Manning goes short. Dallas Clark makes the catches with falling down. He's got a 1st down. Michael Lewis covering on the play, but the pass was placed perfectly for Dallas Clark to make the catch and pick up the 1st down.
Well, just a great job. The you to me factor from the quarterback to the tight end, Dallas Clark. These guys have done so much good work together, and they knew where Michael Lewis was in coverage, and watch Dallas Clark is just going to pivot right off of him. I mean, he goes right at Michael Lewis, sticks his right foot in the grass, pivots to the outside, knowing where the leverage is, and Peyton hooks it up for the 1st down.
From the 45. Joseph Adai. It's a good hole and a good run by Adai. Goldson upends him, but it's a first down at the San Francisco 42. 13-yard run by Joseph Adai.
Well, Sapuaga is going to get caught down inside, and then watch Patrick Willis as he's going to the outside. Abrea Franklin gets caught up. Corner gets blocked. Takeo Spikes late getting over the top. Several good things for Indianapolis in terms of guys getting a helmet on a helmet and getting their blocks. And it really was the perfect play call for that run stunt they had called up front.
And the Colts with the lead, eating up the clock here as they march down the field. Adai again, try to cut back. Takeo Spikes with a good tackle. A gain of a yard on the play. 49ers have 2 timeouts remaining. There's the 2-minute warning coming up, but the Colts have the ball and the lead. And you see Mike Singletary motioning to his players, go for the ball. They want him to rip the ball out of his hands. They need a turnover to stop this march by the Colts.
Peyton is just working that play clock all the way down.
Blitz coming. He gets rid of it. Pass tip caught by Garcon. And he's taken down by Patrick Willis at the 36-yard line. Back in Indianapolis, Peyton Manning has thrown 47 passes in the game. No touchdowns for him. No interceptions. Alex Smith along the way would like one more shot. His team down has been shut out in the second half.
Well, that's what it's about, is the defense of Indianapolis came out and have been outstanding in the back 30 minutes of this football game. They've got 3 sacks here in the second half, only 1 in the first half, so they've certainly done their job.
3rd and 4 for the Colts. Empty backfield. Blitz coming. Manning gets rid of it. And it's caught by Dallas Clark for a first down. Deshaun Goldson was there. Clark makes the grab. And another big first down for the Colts. 49ers have only 2 timeouts remaining, and they've used 1 now. Garcon in motion. Adai. Flag on the play all the way downfield. And we'll check that out. Adai got down to the 24-yard line.
Twelve men on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Wow. That was a mistake from the sideline. 12 men on the field for the 49ers. Now Michael Lewis is limping off the field for San Francisco. The 49ers have had some injuries in this game. Joe Staley, their tackle. Nate Clements with a shoulder injury. And Michael Lewis just limped off. Peyton Manning streak on the line. Adai across the 20 to the 19. And one more first down should just about wrap it up for the Colts, as the 49ers have used their final timeout. Today's game produced by Mike Burks, directed by Sandy Grossman, associate director Tom Yohe, broadcast associate Eric Mandia, technical producer is Frank Phillips, pregame show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, senior producer is Bill Brown, executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. A couple of guys who are from the West Coast are key people on our crew. Pat Caballero, our videotape guy who gets all the great replays, and Bob Levy back in video makes the pictures look great. Rob Levy, I should say. I apologize for that, Rob. We've got Bob Levy in the studio, Rob Levy in video. We've got it all covered. Here's 2nd and 2. A dive. And looks like he'll be short of the first down. But the 49ers are out of timeouts. For the Colts, this is the start of a 3-game homestand. Houston comes in, and Houston's now 5-3. They won again today in Buffalo. They're playing well. New England in 2 weeks. What a matchup that will be. That's turned into one of the great AFC rivalry games. And the Patriots are 5-2. Then they've got Baltimore, and Baltimore defeated Denver today. Denver out of the ranks of the unbeaten, so only 2 unbeaten teams left in the NFL. The Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints, who play tomorrow against Atlanta.
Yeah, didn't just beat Baltimore. Denver, excuse me. Baltimore slammed them 30-7.
A dive for first down. 49ers will go to 3-4 and a 3-game losing streak.
Well, I think a couple of things. Number one, terrific win by Indianapolis. You got to say that, and staying undefeated. But San Francisco and Mike Singletary coming into the game had lost 3 of 4 when you looked at him. And Mike said he was going to learn a lot about his football team. Win or lose, I think he learned a lot today that, number one, they're fighters, every one of them. Joe Staley going down and being able to do what they did in the first half with Barry Sims out there, I thought was pretty darn good. And then the defensive plan, I thought, was absolutely terrific throughout this football game today.
I apologize. It wasn't a first down. It's a couple of inches short. It's a 4th down for the Colts. 4th and inches.
And this is a hard place to win. Last time Indy lost here was early in the season last year against Jacksonville. And
this will be the Colts' 16th consecutive win. And now the review coming from upstairs. They are checking out the spot. All reviews in the final 2 minutes come from upstairs. Ed Hockley was buzzed. He'll go over to check it out where they spotted the ball. All right, let's see. Originally, I thought this was enough for the first down. And that's close.
Yeah, you can see the. I don't know if they're going to be able to overturn it. I bet you they stay right with where the spot was. Let's see here. Okay, he's down.
Right.
I think he was just
17.
I think he was just short of the first down. I thought.
Okay.
I think this will stand and be 4th down. But I think Mike's got to be proud of his guys. I really do. I thought Alex Smith, for the most part, when you looked at the performance, the one interception was just a tip ball from Crabtree. I thought Alex Smith had a good game. And really, Frank Gore had the one big run. But besides that, Sam, there was not a lot of open running holes for the running game.
3 out of their next 4 games will be at home for the 49ers.
Yeah, he's short. This is going to stay 4th down.
The ruling on the field stands as called. The ball was down exactly where it's placed. It's 4th down.
Ed Hockley, always clear in his announcements. Jim Caldwell, rookie head coach, looking to go 7-0. And that would be a first for a rookie head coach in the NFL to win his first 7 games.
He talked about this team, saying when he got the job, he didn't need to revamp everything, and clearly he did, and they're undefeated.
Clock, please. Thank you. And 33 seconds on the play clock. 33,
okay.
Thank you. And the clock.
Ed Hockley getting the clock set. 41 seconds to go as the Colts look to get a few inches and then just let time run out. A little hard count there from Peyton Manning. Taking the clock down to a timeout. So 9 seconds remaining. How about Alex Smith's performance? What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a very good performance. I really did. And you see there the numbers are okay, not great. The interception, like I said, was a tip ball from Crabtree. I thought he functioned very, very well in the offense. Offensive line in the first half in particular gave him a lot of time. Not so good in the second half, but I think he's got to be pleased with how he did in this football game.
I like what I saw from Crabtree, too.
Yes.
9 seconds to go. Here's 4th down. A die. And that's enough for the 1st down, and that will end the game. The Indianapolis Colts are 7-0 as they defeat the San Francisco 49ers 18-14, their 16th consecutive win.